You are required to do nothing, least of all believe.
Welcome to the Lore of Thedas, a series where we explore the many secrets and vast mythology within the world of Dragon Age. Today's topic, Andraste. And thus fell the eye of the Maker upon Andraste, she who will be raised up from the outcast to become his bride. From her lips will fall the chant of light, at her command will the legions of righteousness fall upon the world. Spiritual bride of the Maker, war hero over to Venter Imperium, and the prophet who inspired the rise of the Chantry, I present to you Andraste. Andraste was born in approximately negative 203 Ancient in a fishing village which would later become known as Ferelden's capital city, Denerim, at her Saronian mother Brona and Eldareth, the chieftain of one of the largest Eldamari tribes of the time. Andraste grew up with her half-sister Halcyr, born to Eldareth and his alchemy advisor, whose name is now unknown. Sometime in their childhood, Halcyr died under mysterious circumstances from a violent incident to which Andraste witnessed. This traumatized Andraste and left her sickly in her lungs, unable to bear children for decades after. It also left her susceptible to long moments where she would become still in a trance-like state, after which she stated she heard voices that echo of a lost memory, or sounds of bells and witnessing strange auras. Sometime later, Andraste would go on to marry Mafred, an arrangement that unified the Eldamari and extended their border. This became the largest alliance of the southern barbarians at the time. However, after their marriage, Eldareth was killed and Andraste was abducted in a Venter raid. This left Mafred in control of all northern Eldamari tribes. Yet the bulk of who were loyal to Eldareth will only follow Mafred if he secured Andraste's freedom. It's unclear how long Andraste was enslaved to the Imperium before she was freed, but as her people unified, Andraste began having visions and came to be seen as a vessel for the truth of the Maker. She preached his teachings and relayed the Maker's words, which became the Chant of Light. As these teachings spread, her people converted to these revelations and began following the Maker as the true God, and what was needed for the salvation of the people. Thus, in negative 180 Ancient, the first exalted march was declared against the Venter Imperium and their heretical belief in the old gods. The Venter was still recovering from the first blight. Among civil unrest, slave uprisings, along with the silence of the old gods, the Imperium was severely weakened. The droughts, wildfires, and landslides that followed were being seen as miracles brought on by Andraste. Thus, her exalted march was a great success. In negative 171 Ancient, the greatest victory of the Exalted March was from the Battle of the Valerian Fields. This was the most noteworthy battle, highlighting the alliance between Andraste and the elven leader and former slave Shartan, along with his people. However, it was after this battle that Mafred began to conspire with the Venter and plot to betray his wife Andraste. As to the reason why Mafred did this, there are many speculations, ranging from his jealousy of Andraste to greed to lead the Eldamari himself. It was in negative 107 Ancient that Mafred allied himself with Archon Hessarian and allowed disguised Venter soldiers to enter Andraste's stronghold in Navarra and capture her, where she was brought to Menrathis. Once captured, Archon Hessarian ordered Andraste's execution, where she was burned at the stake. Yet it is said that as he watched her burn, he saw the error of his ways, and it was the Archon himself who put the sword in Andraste's heart to give her mercy. After which, Hessarian repented her execution fully and converted to the Chant of Light, which led to Hessarian's sword to be seen as a symbol of mercy in the chant. Although the Chantry believes that Hessarian only did this to stem the tide against Andraste's followers and retain his power. It wasn't until 10 years after Andraste's death that Mafred's betrayal was made known to the public by Archon Hessarian, and when he proclaimed the Imperium an Andrastean nation, though the Chantry had not yet existed yet. After this revelation, Mafred and those in his court were slain. After Andraste's death, a group of her followers formed the Disciples of Andraste and carried her ashes to the Frostback Mountains, where they constructed a temple to protect them and continue her legacy. As Andraste was too sick to bear children, Mafred went on to have children with his concubine Jidovun. From them came 3 sons, Isarath, Evrian, and Berold, to which Andraste adopted the boys after Jidovun's death. Eventually, Andraste would give birth to 2 daughters of her own, Ibris and Vivio. Yet these girls, while true children of Andraste and Mafred, were never considered as heirs and were not permitted to marry. However, relationships and families were allowed. Erebus went on to have a partner and children. As to how many is unclear, but Erebus was sickly just as her mother was before her and died in her late 20s. Her daughter, Adivamar, did marry, but died before she could have children. As for Andraste's other daughter, Vivial, she fell in love with a Tavenda Magister named Regulan. This led to great controversy, which eventually resulted in the two being exiled. While it is known that the two did have children, all being daughters, but as to how many, their names, and any possible descendants from them were destroyed either during the Second Blight or some suggest by Andraste herself. As to if any blood relatives of Andraste still live is unknown. There are some who come forward with claims to be related to the prophet, but the Chantry has dismissed these claims as falsities. It is hard to believe that Andraste's bloodline would vanish without an heir. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this dive into the lore of Thedas. I know this video was a bit shorter, but mainly because there's not very much confirmed information on Andraste and everything's still hearsay and may be cleared up with the new Dragon Age game or book, but I didn't want to go into speculations because I wanted to stick mainly to the facts in this lore topic. I will dive more into her relatives and things the further I go in, but you'll see that come up more so in the future. But if you like this video, please give it a like, share, and be sure to subscribe if you want to join the Wolfpack. Also, be sure to leave a comment on what you'd like to see me talk about in the next entry. Until next time, Wolfpack, been around and unsolved.